Alright, next video we've got here. I'm going to knock out some Nintendo 64 games, try to do it quick because there's several of these that there's not much to say about. Get right to it. We got WWF Attitude. Fun game. The controls are a hassle to get the hang of, like up, down, left, XX does a DDT or something. You know, it's just more complicated than it needs to be. It's still a fun game. The season mode, there's it's not a story mode, it's a season mode. Gives you matches, you play through it. You got to win championships to unlock certain wrestlers and so on. It's pretty fun. Then we have WrestleMania 2000, WWF WrestleMania 2000. Amazing game, very fun. Story mode is fun. The gameplay is amazing. The gameplay led to what is considered to be sorry, 1 second. Sorry, my mom just went on vacation, so she was telling me that she's at the hotel or wherever they're staying. Anyway, WrestleMania 2000 gameplay and graphics, all that led to WWF No Mercy, which so many people consider this to be the best wrestling game of all time because there's infinite replay value. Customization, you can make pretty much anybody. You can modify the existing wrestlers. Each wrestler has 4 outfit slots. So essentially every wrestler, if you don't mind them having just one outfit, you can have 4 wrestlers in that one slot. So you can have, this was in the Attitude Era. You can have everybody from the Attitude Era in this game and then some. Very fun. The story mode is never the same. It's constantly different. You can play this for, you can play it all day long, wake up the next morning and want to play it all day long again. Great game. So then we have WCW versus NWO World Tour. This is pretty fun. Not the best WCW game by any means, but it is pretty fun. The gameplay, it reminds me of like an earlier... It makes me think of, WrestleMania 2000, like an earlier version. Maybe almost more like WCW versus the World for PlayStation. It's pretty fun. Not a ton of wrestlers to choose from. But it got better when they made WCW NWO Revenge. This was more like a direct knockoff of WrestleMania 2000. In that you could modify the wrestlers and all that kind of stuff. Had a bigger selection of wrestlers to choose from. Had a lot of replay value, and honestly, I think this is the best WCW game that was released for Nintendo 64. So definitely check it out if you haven't played it before. Then we have WCW Backstage Assault. No. That's what I think of that game. Take a step back here with WCW Nitro, which was also released on PlayStation and PC. Actually, I used to have the PC version. I still have the PC version actually. If you're going to play this, don't play the Nintendo 64 version. Play the PlayStation version. It is the best version. Sneeze coming. Sorry about that. play the PlayStation version if you're going to play this at all, or don't play it. It's not a lot different from the PlayStation version. I can't speak for the PC version because I actually, it won't play on newer computers, all that kind of stuff, unless you deal with programs that'll make older games work on it, which I don't mess with that. So I haven't played the PC version, but the PlayStation version is so much better. Graphics are crap, gameplay is not amazing, but it's fun for a little while. And that came out before WCW Thunder, which was, I believe, only released on PlayStation. Now, the issue with that is kind of like the issue I had with the ECW games that were on PlayStation, Hardcore Revolution and Anarchy Rules. They're essentially the same game. WCW Nitro and WCW Thunder, in my opinion, they're too much alike. They're essentially the same game, just updated a year. And that's kind of how, for PlayStation, that's kind of how Hardcore Revolution and Anarchy Rules for ECW were. Not only were they an exact ripoff of WWF Attitude, they were the same game, just updated. Like, there's no difference in graphics, gameplay, none of that. Same game. Take a step back here. WWF Warzone, one of the two N64 games I have in the box. Now, my box is kind of messed up because before I moved here, we had a basement flood, and some of my games got damaged. So, unfortunately, this one and the next game that I'll be showing, the games were in the boxes, but unfortunately, the water kind of just, messed up the box. I thought about just taking it out, trashing the box, but I guess a messed up box is better than no box. Anyway, this led directly into WWF Attitude. The gameplay is very, very similar. The gameplay on this one, actually, I believe, seems more difficult. Like, I gave that example for a DDT. I'm exaggerating, of course. That's not really how you do a DDT in WWF Attitude. But the controls here seem more complicated. Now, to peek at the graphics were decent for the time. It was realistic, which was cool, but it's not a fantastic game. I wouldn't really recommend buying it. Now, this case got more messed up. This is WCW Mayhem, which was also released for PlayStation. And when the basement flooded, it got most of the damage. It's just, there's small rips in it. Look at the back down here. Part of that's from a label. I can't say all of that's from the water, but a lot of that is from the water. But anyway, this game was actually pretty fun. The graphics were horrible, but graphics aren't everything. The gameplay was kind of fun. Took a bit to get the hang of, but there's no story mode or anything. All the replay value, if you even want to say there is any, is in just setting up your matches and playing them. Yeah, if you're gonna play this one, same as before, I would say any wrestling game that's on PS1 and Nintendo 64, always play the PlayStation version because it's almost always better. Play the PlayStation version of this, but I wouldn't say that it's a must-buy. I would recommend trying it if you haven't, but I wouldn't waste the money on it if you're not just a huge wrestling fan like I am. But so that'll do it for Nintendo 64. I got 2 more videos coming. One will cover PC, Dreamcast, and original PlayStation. The other will cover PS3. But as I've said, check out the description for a list of wrestling games that I need for my collection. Any donations are very, very much welcome. Even if I already have the game, if you donate to me a game that I already have, I'll give it to somebody else who wants or needs it. But yeah, the list will be of games that I still need. So any donations are appreciated. I'm gonna keep making these videos, so hopefully you keep watching.